How's it going? How's it going, little baby munchkin muffins? Welcome back. That's our fan base name, the Munchkin Muffins.
I'm just envisioning like small, like tiny muffins that are like actually evil, and they have like arms and legs and
like
stuff.
Really buff ass arms and legs.
Yeah. Like they're that cupcake from Adventure Time.
Yeah, exactly, just like that.
Like just built to fuck shit up. Like that's their purpose.
That's how we view our listeners. Those little tiny little cupcake people with big ass arms.
That's all.
Hey.
Yeah. So I mean, like that. If you look at it that way, like it's a world of give and take. We're giving you a little bit,
taking a lot,
but we are taking kind of a lot,
taking kind of your whole identity and boiling it down to a little baked pastry.
Yeah,
but you have. But nice arms.
Like it could be worse. Like you can still like eat it and not feel like super cannibalistic.
True.
I guess by definition
it is cannibalism.
Cannibalism. But moving on.
Welcome to episode number 17 of the Lunchtime Serenade podcast, everybody. And for my non-Spanish speakers, that means welcome to episode 17.
Oh my God.
Serenade podcast. We've got some spicy beef to talk to you guys about today. Not really, actually, but if you pretend like it's spicy beef, it makes it a lot more fun.
If you get more involved than you should, that's when it becomes fun. Like that's what we need from you. We need that energy. Okay, guys?
100%. We just need you to act like this is the most important news of your lives, which for some of you it may be, because they did announce the PlayStation 5, which I mean, cool. Holy shit. Why? Dude, it looks, oh my God, I'm dying. It looks like Seto Kaiba, like straight up. That's what that shit looks like.
Oh, that just clipped so bad, but you're so fucking right. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. I looked at it and I was like, it just looks like a Protoss pylon from StarCraft. And I was like, who okayed this? I
have no idea.
Have you seen its fucking size, dude?
It's huge. Yeah, it's massive.
It's massive.
It's gigantic.
It's like the size of my thigh, dude.
It's big.
It's so big.
It's really big. And they have like, it just looks, I don't know, man. Like they have the two versions. They have the version with the disc drive and then the one that's purely digital download, which I'm assuming will just have a pretty fucking, it's got to have a big hard drive, dude. There's no way you're downloading these like 100 gigabyte games.
Oh yeah.
And you know,
like I didn't like watch any of the coverage. I just like read some of the articles afterwards, because I was like, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing when I can just get like a highlight reel and be fine.
Yeah.
It's not like I used to be with E3 where I had to like watch
you're like
everything.
There and you're like, oh, let's fucking go. Yeah, live stream.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And now I'm just like,
I'll read it on Twitter an hour after, and it'll be just the same exact thing.
I was like, I'll just wait for a Polygon article and just open the best. But yeah, like I saw it and was just like, this is really strange. Why did they? And then I realized it's they just had to fit more shit in it, and it still isn't like that impressive.
It's not, and it just looks like it's thrown. Like the digital version, at least looks intentional, but the one with the disc drive, it's like the digital version, and then like off to the side, it's like they're like, oh fuck, we need to be able to play games on it. That's what it's for. And then they just like put a disc drive, like they built a little plastic sliver and put it off to the side. Like, you know,
like the CAD modeler was just created a prism and just like slid it into it and was like, there.
They just intersected it and like, all right, that's what it's gonna be. Why is it so tall? What does it have to prove? It's ridiculous.
Even like the top of it just looks like a weird like bishop's hat. So it's just like the top just serves like no purpose whatsoever.
It's so goofy.
I bet it's like they're like, it's for like heating purposes. I'm like, nah, you just thought it looked like a Gundam that way. Like let's call it what it is.
Where's it gonna go? Everyone puts it under their TV cabinet in like those little slots. It's not gonna, I guess you go sideways, but like it kind of defeats the purpose.
You can go sideways, but it's not like designed to be sideways. Right. Whereas like I like the Xbox, they were just like, it's a cube, dude. Just put it however the fuck you want. I don't know.
It's so interesting.
like we didn't even design it with that in mind. Just yours now. Fuck it up how you will.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's interesting.
Dude, it's so wild.
I will not.
But all of like the actual like the actual like game stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah, the games look sick. I mean, of course, like they're gonna touch up, you know, the graphics and the specs, and has like they're future proofing it because it's got like 8K. Like support for 8K. Who the fuck has an 8K TV?
Yeah. Oh, they I don't even think those like exist really in like production spaces.
No
either.
way. There's
you have to have like something perfectly calibrated, and I think it's like still not even fully accurate. You know what I mean? And the whole thing is just insane to me. Like, why? I guess like it does make sense. Like they're like, oh, it'll happen down the road, and I was like, we haven't even like rolled out 4K.
I was gonna say like 4K is still like top of the line. 4K TVs are still like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and so I'm like, why? I was like, how long do you think it's gonna be until you need to upgrade
to 8K? Oh, dude, so fucking. They're gonna have a PS6, 7, 8 by then. You know, it's like.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, this might be a little overkill that you could have put somewhere else, like having this capability, but whatever. I just to get that resolution output, I don't really know how much that would affect, you know, like 4K stuff output it, at least in that resolution. So
right.
I'm not 100% sure if that would be downgrade and if you could actually put that somewhere else, but
I don't either. I think they're just I don't even see, I don't know why they're, I mean, it just seems like it's, I don't know. I mean, like, besides from like the obvious tech spec bumps and shit like that, like, it just seems like, I don't get it. What's the point? Why is it better than the PS4? Like, do you really need a game at 4K? I'm pretty sure. I mean, like, do you really need to, what's the benefit? I mean, I don't get it. I don't know. The new games, I guess, is the selling point, probably.
Yeah. And I mean, it always will be.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's kind of like the big thing about these events is that they always unveil something hardware related, but like this one is a big deal just because it's been a while.
Right. When was the last time? Like 6-7 years ago?
20. I want to say like 20.
Let's see.
2015.
Let's see.
Maybe 2014.
PS4.
It was like when I was a freshman in college, I think, was when it came out.
PS4 reveal date, release date 2014. So it was unveiled at 2013.
Yeah, okay, I was right.
2014 is when it came out. Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so like it's been
6 years.
A long time since we've gotten a console update, so it's like this is kind of a big deal in that respect. But it's also like, why? Like the spectacle of it is weird to me now, just because we live in this age where it's just like, here's a trailer. You don't need to worry about like going to a thing. But I guess it is kind of like, you know, like a film festival in that kind of regard. Yeah. So I don't know. I love watching them just because the game stuff always is exciting to me. Like, I love seeing like how they're doing stuff with games, but like every time there's like a console update, I'm just like, I'm going to end up buying one eventually anyways.
Right.
But I don't know. It's not like as exciting to me as other things anymore, like in the gaming space, just because I'm like, well, I have like a PC now. And
that's the thing.
That
like,
I have to upgrade every now and then, but.
And I mean, they're going to release all these games for PC as well, most likely, unless it's like a PlayStation exclusive. But like most of these games are going to be available on PC. So,
yeah, exactly. Like Horizon Zero Dawn was launched as a PlayStation exclusive, and it's going to Steam this summer.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm like, okay, well, obviously I'm going to get it, like play through all of the stuff, and it's going to be wonderful. I'm glad that people are finally getting The Last of Us 2, even though I don't really care about it at all.
Really? Not a fan?
So, yeah. Well, like I played through the first game and thought it was good. It didn't grip me the way that I thought it was going to.
Sure.
And because of that, I got like really upset about it because I was just like, oh, I thought this was just going to be better than what it was. And it just kind of like turned me off from it. And I was like, nah, I don't really care.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I'm going to play through the second one because she looks good.
I mean, yeah,
it looks good.
Of course. So you can riff on it all you want, but we're still gonna partake.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like it absolutely deserves like every accolade and stuff that it ever got. It didn't hit me the way that, you know, it hit everybody else, and that's fine. We all have differing opinions. And that's fine.
We all got differences of opinions and stuff.
Yeah, and you know, some things things are big deals that you have to experience. And you don't necessarily have to cling to it as hard as other people cling to it. Let them have their thing.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
So that's kind of how I was looking at it. But it's the whole, like, it's always, there's still always like something a little exciting when you wake up in the morning and it's like, oh, Sony press conference. Yeah. And you're like, okay, whatever. Yeah. And then later on you see somebody tweets like PS5. So.
Yeah, you're right. It's cool. It's kind of like the Apple keynotes. Like I never like tune into them. I'm never like, oh my God, new Apple keynote. But like it's not always like, oh my God, I need to get this. But it's always kind of like, oh, that's exciting. It's kind of cool to see afterwards, regardless of what it is. You know?
Yeah. I think like, especially with Apple, like I think a lot of their like innovating is kind of slowing down. Like they set this precedent and all this other stuff. And now it's like, okay, we're going to just improve these things. Like we're not going to have like an revolutionary item for a while now. Now it's like, okay, we've got these, let's roll with this for a little bit. Okay, how like do we take it to that next step? Right now it's just like going up that ladder. So every time like Apple does something, I'm like, okay, they're just going to roll out a really expensive metal box that has hardware in it that came out a couple years ago.
That Android's been doing for 4 years.
Be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm just like until I get another guy coming out with like an iPhone, the next thing of that, that's when I'll be like, all right, I'll actually watch it.
Right. Yeah, for sure. It's all just, God damn it, Michael Bay, stop. It's back, dude.
Right before we started recording this, Nick was like trying to diagnose like where exactly it was coming from and how to cover it up, and he covered it, and then we were like, all right, let's go, and here we are, back with a sweet lens flare.
Maybe I just never use my webcam this late, or maybe my window's just really dirty. All right, hold up.
Or all of them.
Oh, here's an idea. I got an idea.
We're gonna accompany Nick on this.
Wait.
Wait.
It's touchy. Yeah.
Touch and go. Yeah, that's
Fuck.
good. We're getting a little bit every now and then, but we'll make that work.
It'll go away. It'll go away. It's stylized. Now coming to you in 8K resolution with lens flares. The Lunchtime Serenade podcast.
And after the YouTube compression, it'll still look bad.
It'll just look really pixely and shit. All my fucking drop frame that I can't seem to fix. Whatever. It's fine.
It's not that big a deal. It all still lines up. At least it's like it's still the same frame rate. If it was a different frame rate, then we'd have a different issue. But
we're all good. We're fine until we get back together again, which maybe we can entertain the idea in the next, like when I get back or something in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
But
yeah, and that's the thing is like we'd rather be safe than sorry, especially like at the beginning when we were like, probably won't get that bad. And then as soon as the spike happened, we were like, all right, we should probably, we should probably not do this. So now that people are just deciding the pandemic is over, we'll start entertaining the idea and just, take the adequate precautions, but we might as well keep playing it safe for the time being.
Might as well. No harm, no foul. We've got a rhythm going, Yeah. It's a little extra work for you, but
we have the template built. And it's just, I don't know, man. Seeing like all the stuff where it's like Governor Newsom today, I think Megan was telling me that he just signed another order saying like mandating that people
masks, wear for the whole state,
like,
which
in
I
restaurants.
No, it's everywhere.
I was like,
it's everywhere now.
Yeah,
I thought that was already a thing though, because it's already a thing here.
Yeah,
but like,
well, I think like people just didn't fucking do it, and so they were like, oh, we thought this was going to be an obvious thing. I guess now we have to just tell them that. Yeah. So it's insane, like watching people just being like, all right, cool, coronavirus.
We just decided it's over. Oh, well, that's the thing. Like I'm going home next week and like next Wednesday, and like I'm talking to my mom about, how is it there? Like, are we going to need to whatever? She's like, everything is open here. I was like, why the fuck is everything open? I was like, everything? I was like half capacity. She's like, no, like things are open, like restaurants, like she's like, you don't need to wear a mask anymore. I'm like, that's fucked up. She's like, yeah, it's really stupid. Yeah.
That's not good. I really hope, like, my dad's been playing in like golf tournaments and stuff like that because of course he is, like, who he is as a person. So he's been doing that, and every time like he sends me a picture of him, like, God damn it, guys, and he's just like, yeah, but we have to. Every player has to have their own cart.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they have to like they have to obviously keep like 6 feet apart from each other. And I was like, okay, that's nice.
And that's
plus,
easy
like,
enough to do with golf,
Yeah, like wearing a mask for golf is probably not gonna
throw off your game
breathing in any way. Yeah, exactly. So like. I'm okay with that. I was like, just make sure that you don't fucking bring anything back for mom because she has a fucking immunodeficiency disorder.
Oh, fuck. That's just nuts how different two places in the exact same country can be. Like it's in the grand scheme of things, we're not that far away from each other distance wise. So like how is it just like a different set of rules? It's like it never happened. Like Florida, Texas, like all these places. I'm like watching YouTube videos of people who like. It's like I'm like, and I have to check the date on the video. I'm like, is this a video from before COVID? Because people are just like on the beach, they're just partying, they're just in restaurants. I'm like, But then like it's posted like, 2 days ago. I'm like, what the fuck? Where are you? Where is this? It's nuts.
Yeah, the whole thing just doesn't make any sense to me. And like I keep seeing like the states where it's spiking, and I'm like, okay, cool. It's like summer. It's summer places because it's people being like, oh, things are open. Let's go to the beach. Because it's like you aren't seeing anything spike in like Nebraska or something because people are just like,
let's stay inside.
Yeah, so I was like, that's really interesting. And so I was like, I opened it and I was like, I wanted to see like if Indiana was on the map, just because I was like, they gotta be fucking it up for us. So, and it wasn't. And I was like, okay. That still doesn't mean that it's not rising, but at least it's not in the top 10. So I'll take that. Yeah. And it was, dude, the whole thing is infuriating, and it bums me out that people are just like, yep, we're done.
But dude, so that's the other thing is like the mask wearing thing. How people think it's some kind of like political thing. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, the AMC theaters just released a statement, the CEO, and they're like, when they reopen, which apparently they're planning to do soon, the fucking owner or CEO or whatever, he's like, we're not going to require people to wear face masks. And when everyone's like, why? He said, to avoid any political controversy. Hey man, it's a health. Has nothing to do with anything.
It's fucking weird that the existence of a very like horrible virus is a political opinion. Like, how in the absolute fuck do you think that that's not a real thing? Like, I just don't understand
it's the
like
same,
the logic behind
global warming, like, oh, it doesn't exist type thing. When there's science, there's this, there's evidence, there's whatever. Same with this. Dude. It's like they're just like they're like, oh, I don't believe it. It's like it doesn't affect me. Or it doesn't seem to affect me. But I don't know. Like, how can you just like stare science and facts in the face and be like,
yep,
no.
And the funny thing is too, is that like now they're all coming in and they're just being like, oh, well, now we're going to have spikes because of the protests. And I was like, you just said it wasn't even fucking real. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, of course, everyone's going to flip flop. I mean, it's the same people who are saying like, how dare you make us wear a mask, and like the government can't tell me what to do. They're turning around and saying like, oh, well, if you weren't at the protests, you wouldn't have gotten shot. You wouldn't have done this, blah, blah, blah. And then like, listen to your government. It's like, bitch, you just said, don't.
Yeah.
Like, it's only like when the weird fits their rhetoric.
The victim blaming in this whole thing makes no sense. And like Megan made a good point earlier today with me that she was like, if Donald Trump would have just worn a mask at the beginning of all this, instead of like saying like, oh, like it's
not a big
fucking
deal.
weak to wear a mask, like that kind of thing.
Then
if he would have just done that, this probably would not be as bad as it is right now. I mean, it would still be terrible, but it wouldn't be as bad because there would have been more people
would not be like straight up refusing to wear masks,
Yeah. And it's like, it's such a simple thing, dude.
It's not hard.
It's so easy.
It's not hard.
Dude, how fucking hard is it? You have to spend maybe $3 on a mask if you want to get like a big fancy one, spend like $20 on it, but it's like, cool. Okay, that's it. You just wear that when you go outside.
Like,
now.
Oh, it's a little stuffy. Wow, fucking. So?
Yeah, dude, like that's fine.
Yeah. Like
just don't go outside then if you're going to be upset about it. Just
there's your option right there.
Yeah. I was like, you just got like a government vacation, like a government mandated vacation.
I know.
Like, chill out.
I don't know.
Kind of a fucked up vacation, but alas. It's like, dude, just if you want to go back to work, just put a mask.
I know.
Not difficult.
I don't get it. I truly don't. I'm like, it's just like, it's not.
Yeah, if any of you listening to this aren't wearing masks when you go outside, wear one, or we're not friends anymore.
And also, why? That's it. Like, literally, I'm so interested in hearing why. If you don't want to wear one, or like you refuse to wear one, just tell me why. I'd love to know. I don't understand.
We'd love some education, baby.
Yeah, you guys have some kind of knowledge that we don't. Fucking fill us in, please.
Yeah, please, because there must be something that we're missing, because I don't want to die yet.
So stupid. But I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I think people are trying to just ignore the fact that it's like still happening. They all of a sudden think like it's not, which is really weird. And like, so I don't know. So here they're like officially allowed to start reopening gyms. Like they were allowed, like the governor passed some kind of, he said, yeah, you can start opening gyms again starting last Friday. It's up to the gyms, obviously, whether or not they're going to reopen. But the gyms, there's like a bunch of gyms in Redondo Beach that are doing this thing. And dude, look at this.
Is it the bubble boy things? Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, what is that? Okay. To me, that literally just seems like a greenhouse. Like, you know how greenhouses just collect fucking condensation on like their walls and shit? That's what that's going to be. Are they going to replace that plastic every single time? Or are you going in and then breathing in the sweat particles and like the fucking particles from everyone else? It seems like more dangerous than just going to a gym.
Yep. And I was reading something that they were saying that like every time somebody gets off a machine, like they're basically going to have like an attendant go clean it. And then every hour, it was like every like 6 hours or something, the gym would shut down for an hour for like deep clean and then reopen up again. And I was like, okay, well, at least they're putting in like some effort to think about like how this is going to like work. Right. And I was like, look, the amount of people that wiped down their gym equipment like before COVID was already stupidly small. You think this is really going to change that, especially if they're trying to go to a gym like in this scenario?
No.
It's strange. And then they're like, just throwing you in a fucking petri dish, and they're just like, cool, all right, do your thing. That
it gives the general illusion of safety, but it's really just we're collecting sweat particles like fucking ET. Like those, it literally looks like at the end of ET when they built that like bubble dome thing, and they're all just like the government walking through there trying to get rid of them.
It's like the equivalent of ducking under your bed or under your desk when a nuclear bomb is dropped. Yeah. It's like the equivalent of that.
That's exactly what it is. It's like, oh, you feel safe though with this little piece of plywood over your head. Yeah. Yeah. All right, good. Yeah. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Just cover your neck. Everything else can break. That's fine. We can replace that. We can't replace that though.
So cover your neck. You'll be good. Don't worry about it. Make sure
that's like fine. Dude, the whole thing is insane. But hey, soon everybody will have a new PlayStation to use during their self-imposed quarantine.
So it's not. Hey, look on the bright side of life. Look on the bright side. Like my fucking camera. What the hell?
You can pay such a dumb amount of money to have a Protoss pylon next to your TV.
It's ridiculous.
Nick, this is the universe being like, nah, you just have to look pretty all day.
It's just what it's going to be, man. I'm Edward Cullen up in this bitch.
Get like a little sparkle on there. We'll add like an effect.
Yeah, there you go.
It'll look great.
My highlights will just pop. All right, we haven't been doing Citizen of the Week, and I don't have any Citizens of the Week, unfortunately, this week, just because everything on Citizen has been like protest related and not like funny in any way. So but I'm going to supplement it today with subreddit of the week, not subreddit of the week, just like Reddit post of the week. I've got
a specific Reddit
post,
okay.
not a subreddit in general, although this is one of my favorite subreddits. It's called Am I the Asshole? It's one of my favorite subreddits.
It's one of the ones that gets like circulated the most outside of like AMAs and stuff like that. And it's beautiful.
It's so good. So I don't know if you've seen this one, but someone said, all right, I'll read the post. It's Am I the Asshole? Basically for the uninitiated, people post on their situations that we will believe that they happened. I'm assuming most of the time they're true. It'd be pretty dumb to,
because of how specific they are.
But
I say Pacific or specific?
How Pacific they are. I don't know. I didn't hear it. It sounded like Pacific, but we'll see, I guess, in the playback.
Just roll with this, guys.
So
skip past
people post on this Am I the Asshole? People, say something that happened to them. And then like in a situation where they may have upset someone else. And then they're like, am I an asshole for this? And then people in the comments either say like, yes, you're an asshole, or no, you're not an asshole, whatever. And that's kind of the whole point of this subreddit. So this one, am I the asshole for telling my sister that her daughter's name is stupid? So whatever.
Yes.
Did you see that one?
Yes. No, but just yes. The answer is yes.
Here's the thing. I don't think so. After reading this.
Oh, no.
All right. So,
oh, no.
So this lady's whatever. Am I the asshole for basically saying my niece has a dumb fucking name? So backstory. I'm currently pregnant with my first, and my husband and I found out we're having a boy. My sister has one child, a daughter that's turning 1 in August. Me and my family are very white, and my husband is from Vietnam. So now she says, on to the problem. My husband and I settled for a name. We chose a Vietnamese name, Van, and I love it. And when we told my family the baby's gender and name on a Zoom call, they were all very happy and cooing over it, etc. But then my sister made some rude comments to me about my son's name. Not outright malicious, but she kind of said things like, oh, you mean like the creepy kidnapper kind of Van? And that's a bit goofy, isn't it? I think she was trying to be funny, but it annoyed me. I came back with, well, it's not any worse than your daughter's name. She was really offended. She asked what I meant, and I told her she named her kid in the most typical cringy white mom way. She got more offended by that and told me I was way out of line and dropped out of the call. It was really awkward, and my parents like, you should have just let it go, but I don't want her making fun of my kid's name before he's even here, blah, 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 blah. For the record, I do think my niece's name is shitty. I didn't say anything when my sister announced it, though, because I don't want to be a dick, and I've never made fun of it before. And then she's like, am I the asshole? And people are like, well, what's your niece's name? Are you ready for this? Her name, first of all, her name is McKennedy, spelled like McKennedeigh.
That is a
McKennedy.
first name?
Like not
she's
Kennedy,
not the asshole.
Not Kennedy, not like, even if it was Kennedy, spelling it Deigh. Why is that such a white person thing? God, they love that shit. That's part of their culture, man. Dude, oh my God.
Yeah.
Kaylee,
they like
Layla.
They took Lee from the Asians and they were just like, nope, we're making it.
Let's whitewash
Eastern
it.
European,
Deigh. That's the most American combination of letters ever.
Oh God, it's so fucking annoying. That's okay. She's not the asshole.
Not. McKennedy. Mick also is like, that means like son of or daughter of, like, so like
she's just weirdly Irish now. Like she can be claimed by another clan.
It's ridiculous, dude. It's so,
dude, that's insane.
McKennedy.
What the Also, what like a weird scenario for that to come up. Just like, oh, like, look at my sister's big shining moment. Time to shit on it.
I know,
like,
right?
That's so like what a
just
shitty
announced
thing
like,
to
oh my
do
God,
to your
guys,
sister.
we're having a boy. His name is Van. It's a dumb fucking name, isn't it? And just like, can you imagine just on a Zoom call? Just, oh shit. Hey, yeah, your son's name is dumb. I know he's not even born yet, but I'm gonna rat on him because he can't do shit about it. Because he's a baby. Yeah. He's not even a baby yet.
Yeah, and you can't swing on me because you're in a fucking computer. Stacy.
Oh my God.
You dumb bitch.
That's some like,
it's just like gets like more like offensive.
That's some drama type shit. Some like,
dude, Van is such a good
dope name
too. Like how can you come at that? How can you swing at Van and just be like, name's dumb?
Your name better be the coolest fucking name in the world if you're gonna come at someone's name, dude. McKennedy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
McKennedy. What the hell?
Dude, I fear for that child's upbringing.
Yeah,
like I'm just excited to see where they end up.
Oh, you know? On a horse
just watch
somewhere.
It become like
on a horse somewhere. Yeah. With a long ass ponytail and like, you know, some kind of like backpack with like too many sparkles on it in high school. You know.
Yep. And she like, or they somehow end up at like MIT.
Yeah. Like
they're just this fucking brainiac of a child,
so smart,
just
but
ripping
like
out.
So
they're just like
ridiculous, dude.
Well, please welcome to the stage, McKennedy Smith. And they're just like,
McKennedy? God damn.
What? No, with an EIGH. Oh, what?
Oh, that's even worse than I thought. Holy shit.
It's like silent in the auditorium. The judges are just like, oh, what?
Oh no.
So,
is there a way to access your trash? Oh my God. I literally just, oh, okay, good. Holy shit. I just accidentally deleted my talking points note, like with the wrong, oh God, how do I restore it? I have to be very careful about this.
Oh, that's so funny, dude. How did that happen?
I had it open. I was looking at the
trash can symbol?
I didn't. So the trash can is like on the bottom, but I like hit it with this part of my finger and it just went away. It didn't give me like, are you sure you want to delete? It just fucking deleted.
It was like, nah, dude, you don't want that. You don't
want
that.
How do I like move it back? Oh my God, I literally can't. It's going to delete in 30 days.
Yeah, dude. It's gone. It's gone forever, man.
Okay, good. All right, we're good. We got it. We got it back. I just had to copy it.
Are we?
Just had to copy.
No, I was like just trying to like jump in my notes app to see if I could help diagnose it.
Whew. All right, we're good. We're good.
We back. All right.
We back.
That's funny.
Yeah, dude. But
you guys watch some in real time troubleshooting.
Exactly.
Right there.
That's what that was, dude. Troubleshooting with me. I fucking did it again. This is a joke, right? All right. Hold on.
You feel like they would have like QC'd this out of the app, you know? Like when they went into it, they were just like, all right, so some people might hit that. Let's give them a
prompt.
You know, just like a
that pops up. Do you want to delete this note?
Just see if they.
Holy shit! It's so easy to delete notes. Okay. Anyways, we're good. We're back.
That is so fun.
Okay. So there's this thing that I really want to show you. It's holy shit, man. I got our media share turned on, and So for some background, I don't know why, and I don't know when this was filmed. I'm assuming maybe pre-quarantine, but who the fuck knows? It's a show. It's a YouTube original show, and it's called Attaway General, and it's about a hospital.
How do you spell Attaway?
Attaway, kind of like Attaboy. But like Attaway.
Yeah, no, that's what I was trying to think of. I was just like, is it spelled like Attaboy or Attaboy?
Attaboy. Attaway Hospital or Attaway General.
Got it.
So it's a show, but I'm using the term show very loosely. It is an episodic thing that gets released on YouTube. They're like 9 minutes long, and it's the main cast is like TikTokers, like famous TikTokers. Mm-hmm. So they took like the top like 10.
Also, can we just interject real quick and just say that like the term famous TikToker is just so such goofy. A weird fucking sentence.
It's so goofy because like so these are kids who are like, okay, there's like, I mean, like TikTok has value, dude. I kind of fuck with TikTok, but there's like a whole section of TikTok, like the really popular section of TikTok, that's just like straight up like people just doing really dumb. They're like 12-year-olds, and they get famous for like doing that's shit so like that, weird. And they have millions of followers. Like these kids in this show, they're like, what's her name? I don't know. Dixie D'Amelio, which like her sister's Charlie D'Amelio, who is the #1 most followed TikToker with 62 million followers. 62 million. And then so this girl's her sister, and she has like 20 something million, whatever. So like all these kids have like tens of millions of followers on TikTok, which you'd think,
what the fuck, dude?
You know, so you're like, oh,
the app has existed for like 3 years, and he's about to eclipse PewDiePie in like sheer volume of subscribers. Yeah.
It's insane.
Oh, that's insane.
It's crazy. Dude. But so the thing, so you'd figure kids with like a large following are used to like catering to audiences, or at least being in, they literally have a following for being in front of a camera, right? You'd be like, okay, maybe not the worst thing. Oh my God, Brian, it's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, here's something that's really interesting too to think about, is that when they're recording said TikToks, for the most part, they're like alone in their bedroom doing a goofy ass dance, right? If they did that shit in public, like there's no way in hell that they would do it, because I have a feeling that like they're very awkward, and so that's why they're like, I have to do this by myself in my room and everything. And so like now it's like, oh, we're gonna put you in front of a camera, and then it's like, all right, this is your actual performing time, kid. Here you go. Yeah. So that's hilarious. Yeah. Is it as bad as I'm expecting it to be?
Yeah. So I want to show you the first couple minutes of the first episode, and then just like the couple minutes of the most recent episode. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Holy shit. Let's run it. Let's run it.
Oh God, dude. Oh, this is gonna be so bad.
All right. Let's see. So we're gonna screen share a window. And it's doing its weird thing. Oh, not anymore. Okay. Attaway General, season 1.
Oh. Okay, so this is from Brat TV. I keep seeing their fucking like things all around LA all the time, their billboards. Yeah. And I'm always like, what the fuck is that? And then I see something that says like season 6, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, so
I didn't even know this network existed.
They it's like a strictly YouTube stuff. They like produce things that cater to like, I don't know, like it's stuff like Chicken Girls, Total Eclipse, Crown Lake, like they definitely have a younger audience that they try to cater to and stuff like that.
They're like, this is what like 13 and 14-year-old girls are supposed to be watching by like their standards or whatever. Right, exactly. So that's what Brat TV is. Insane. It's just like an internet content factory essentially. But damn. Okay, Attaway General. I wonder if one day Nickelodeon might. I don't know. But anyways, Attaway General. All right. So premiered when was May? So like a month ago. It's got 5 million views. It's insane. It premiered my birthday weekend. Yeah. That's depressing. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Here's the first couple minutes of episode 1. And we can stop at any time and comment on it. Holy shit. Today's premiere of Attaway. Okay, first of all, let's just kick it right off with a Just Dance 2020 ad that's clipping like a motherfucker.
Not even subtle product placement. Literally just like kick it off on this massive channel.
Dude, I thought that was going to be like an opening graphic for the show. And I was like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, they're setting up like a party precedent in a hospital show.
It's so bad.
And then I saw it say Just Dance. And I was like, nope, I hate this.
Shameless plug. Shameless product placement. Not even, it's just literally just like today's episode is brought to you by Just Dance. Oh my God, dude. Right off the bat. Also like her voice, it clearly was just recorded like on her phone microphone. Listen to this shit.
My General is brought to you by Just Dance 2020.
It's like a Rode mic on her phone from forever.
Yeah.
From like the other side of the room.
This game is honestly so much fun, and I can't wait to play with my entire family.
Those are like those transitions are just like she downloaded them from some like free transition
They're like
website.
The iMovie transitions, like that bright flash. That's literally like a built-in iMovie
the
transition.
Fucking light leak.
Anyway, so here we go.
This
Attaway.
this.
Little exposition.
The Teen Volunteer, or TV program,
Why is the lighting so ass?
It's so bad. It's the most flat shit I've ever seen.
Dude, every time I watch like a YouTube production that isn't like Devin Supertramp or Corridor Digital or something like that, and it's like a full on like production,
they have
you know,
teams,
their lighting is just so
it's real bad. They never get it right.
Bad.
Never.
It's so weird. I don't understand. I was like, they're hiring from the same pool of people that are getting hired to make, you know, like TV and do stuff like, you know, at least with bigger budgets.
Yeah.
Like how does this happen? I don't know. It's weird. That's always a thing where I'm immediately just like, I know this budget. I know where this budget capped out.
Yep. And they're just like, lighting's not important. Whatever. Just flood the whole fucking scene and that'll be fine. So anyway, so here we go.
You prove yourself, the more rewarding your time will be.
When will we get to observe in the ER?
And she's a
The
TikTok
ER is
star.
usually
That
reserved
one.
for
They all of them are. Like the whole cast is.
your TVs. As first year TVs, you guys will be on pediatrics. You'll help with clerical work, transpo, keeping patients company.
Yes.
They were like, just watch the
Babysitting,
first 3
great.
seasons of Grey's
That's
Anatomy.
literally.
And
I
just
feel
be
like that's what the
Dr. Gray.
fucking like. I just feel like that's what the executives who came up with this idea. They're like, what's like the longest running show?
Yeah, they're like, what if we did Grey's Anatomy, but it was teen?
But it was like, okay, what's relevant?
'Cause we're
TikTok.
plugged
Holy
in.
shit. Yeah, it's insane. But just like oh my God, they're acting. Their acting is atrocious. It's so bad.
Also, can we talk about there was a fucking ad embedded in the video that wasn't like a YouTube placed ad.
Yeah. It was like straight up rendered as part of the video.
Yeah, and the video's only 9 minutes long, like 10 minutes long, whatever it is.
Every episode is 9 minutes, and that's the thing, dude. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I watched all of these episodes through, like all like 9 minutes per episode. I watched it, and the thing is, like, there's no like you can't have a plot in 9 minutes. Like and so they end up like they have the same kind of tropes and whatever as Grey's Anatomy and all this shit, but they condense it from like a 45-minute episode into 9 minutes. So they have all the drama, all of the like romance and whatever condensed into 9 minutes. So it's like 1 minute they'll have like, oh my God, like get away from me. And then the next minute it's like, I love you. It's like, it's so absurd. It's so like,
Dude, that's wild.
they fit it all into 9 minutes and they do it so poorly. So anyway, so this is, you know, their opening scene, whatever. Oh God, they're so bad.
That's right, Georgia. Make them feel seen, heard, comforted, whatever they need. Got a problem with that? Get an
Are they
MD.
wearing shit from, like,
Any
Forever
questions?
21. This is a hospital, ladies.
Yeah, what time do we get off?
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear that.
Sorry for assuming.
Oh, and if I so much as hear a phone on this floor, it's mine. And do not test me because I really need a new phone.
Attaway ER. Okay, how far out?
Anyway, so literally it's just like, so this is the main cast right here. You've got these TikTokers or whatever, and they're like these teen volunteers at this hospital. They're called TVs, which is so fucking stupid. The TV. I'm a TV. I'm a fucking 4K TV. So
Yeah, I'm a Samsung.
I'm a Samsung. You can kind of tell just, oh my God, by the way they're standing, oh, this is the studious one. And this one right here is the like, oh, I'm too cool for this, whatever. And this guy's like, when can we go home? He's also too cool for this. It's just so absurd. So then whatever,
Yeah.
later
and
we find
that kid's
out.
just like the stoner, and then the other girl in the background is the one that just like takes up space.
Yeah, literally that's all it is. So like, let me see it where if I can get to this point.
They were like looking around. They're like, "Fuck, we didn't cast this. All right, who here's been like in front of a camera before? You? All right, get over here.
Right. It's, oh my
Get
God.
over here, McKennedy. You're in this shot.
McKennedy, come here. We need you to play this. Oh my God. We need you to be the ER doctor. What? Okay. So anyways, skip ahead a little bit.
Studies show we form lasting impressions about others within seconds of meeting. So I can't be with you in a closet when I meet Dr. Henry. He's the most brilliant surgeon in the state.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have the same accolades as a father.
Oh my God, we find out that the main surgeon at this hospital is her father, blah, blah, blah. So like plot twists left and right? And then look at how they put on their hairnets. First of all, these two get paired up. They wear their hairnets like beanies, bro. Look at this.
So, why did you volunteer to work at a hospital?
Oh, this is the best part. Why? this part is.
Did you watch this whole episode?
I watched all 5 episodes. I watched all 5 episodes just so I could talk about it. I have so much to say about this fucking TV show.
Yo, can we like make this into a thing where we just like watch horrible like YouTube original shows?
We 100% should, dude. 100%. So like,
oh my God.
So she asked him why is, you know, like, why are you here? Whatever. And listen to what he says.
I got arrested. Beats juvie.
That's all he says about it. I got arrested. Okay. Look how they're wearing their, a hairnet's supposed to contain your hair. She's just wearing it like a beanie.
What about you?
Nobody on set caught that. Nobody caught that.
Right. So then whatever.
Like, why are you wearing that white ass sweater? You work in a hospital.
I know.
What the fuck?
Like, it's so
and
goofy.
Also, real quick, I like that they're like, all right, we're gonna make this kid be arrested, and they're just like, where are we gonna make him volunteer at?
A hospital.
Why the fuck? Why would you do that? That makes no sense.
So silly. Anyway, so then this kid comes in and she's like, there's like a bus crash, and then like she's like,
I thought that kid didn't have
I know, that's what I thought at first. So this kid was in the bus crash, whatever, and then like she starts having a crush on him, and she's like trying to whatever. Anyway, so that's all fine and good.
Medical shows really like to make it seem like bus accidents happen a lot more
all
often
the time.
than they do.
I know.
Like,
it's insane.
Like there's so many bus accidents. Why does that happen?
So whatever, more forced interaction. And then so she's in the supply closet. Look at this. Okay, this is the creepiest part.
You're new TV, aren't you?
Nicely done, Sherlock. Now, what are you doing? Do you always sneak up on people when they're sleeping?
Actually,
first of all, like that acting is well done, Sherlock. Do you always sneak up on people? Like, oh my God.
And this dude's just like baked out of his mind.
Yeah.
Like he's just high as shit.
But like they play this like cheeky music in the background and just like oh my God, it's so creepy. Look at this.
I had a reason to be in here. Some of us have work.
Am I supposed to congratulate you?
If you want to.
Like, what the fuck is that? Brian's doing the nervous dance.
That dude just cornered a woman in her closet.
To like reach for the gauze, she's like, what? You're supposed to congratulate you for the work? If you want to. It's just so creepy and so unwanted, whatever. So this.
Oh, I hated that so much.
So that's basically
they were supposed to play that off as like a sexy flirtatious thing. That felt very uncomfortable.
It was so predatory, dude.
And like very predatory. And we're targeting this to like the 13, 14-year-old like female audience. Go fuck yourself. What the hell?
It's so creepy. So anyways, that's the general like, okay, that's the Attaway general consensus. So this is a cast, blah blah blah. Her dad is the fucking, oh my God. Her dad is the main surgeon. Her and this like boy who came in a bus crash have a thing, and then these two are paired up and have a thing, and then her and this one guy, whatever, have.
They
a thing.
all just like have to end up dating somebody.
Literally, that's like they like, you know, that's the exposition of this entire thing. So they just released this.
That's really
they
weird.
just released this today, I think. Yeah, yesterday, the season 5 or episode 5, and it starts with this dude who has a fucking arrow straight through his knee.
That's incredible.
You're not helping.
What the heck happened?
Whatever. So you find out that these two, like, oh my God, everything is so dramatic in this show. Like everything has a twist, dude. Everything is like, so these two are like best friends, but like because he went to prison, like now he has to look over his brother. It's just so like, oh my God, like the most cliche shit. And then like, oh my God. That's all it is. It's so like that. Then now there's drama between these two. But okay, 2 seconds. Like
they feel like a whole season's worth of like storytelling into like an hour worth of content.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
It's insane. So like in this scene, she's literally like, "I hate you." Right, 4 minutes in, and then they go into the supply closet. 4 minutes and 23 seconds in, and then they walk out of the supply closet.
Rosie,
I want to be your girlfriend.
Think about it. I need to make sure you're worth the risk.
Ew, what?
It's been less than a
line,
minute.
dude.
Less than a minute. Like less than a minute ago, she was like, "Get away from me! I don't want to talk to you." And then like 45 seconds later, she's like, "Okay, I'll think about it." Like they just condense it down into, oh my god, it's the goofiest shit, man. It's so I could clown on this for hours, but like it's
like weird too because like it's so like bad. Like it feels forced. Like granted, yeah, we're like skipping through it and stuff like that. But like you look at other like children's cartoons, like modern ones, like Megan and I just watched through like all of Summer Camp Island, which is one of the old lead artists of Adventure Time. She left to go make this show. So like she went and did that. So we just watched that, and it's like 3 seasons of episodes of like 10 minutes long, like Adventure Time is
sure
as it are. And every time we watched through a whole episode, and when it finishes, I was like, that was 10 minutes. I was like, they packed so much into that, and like you could follow it,
like in a good way,
a lot out of it. Yeah, and I was like, that's incredible what they can do with 10 minutes. And then you watch stuff like that, and you're like, that's the separator. It's like that's when you have like people who are like really fucking good and like talented doing their stuff versus like, oh, like this is like the first things, like I'm still learning how to do this stuff and like make it better, So it's like damn, I was like, how have we gotten to a point where like we can just take in that much information in that short amount of time and still get it
right?
Like that's so wild to me.
But that's the thing, like when you have the talent, when you got the chops, like the writing chops, the directing chops, like all of that, you can take however much time you're given and make it compelling. Whereas like with this, where it's just like you're just throwing a shitload of money at something that will get clicks because of the people that are in it. It doesn't, there's no passion behind it. There's no like substance at all.
Oh yeah. See, here's the thing too. It's like being on set gives you like a different feel than post. Like on set, you can be like, yeah, that take was the best one. That was so fucking good. Like loved that performance, loved that energy you gave me, that kind of shit. And then when you leave and you go back to like your cutting room and like it's just you with your editor, and in most situations, like I'm sure this one went, that editor was not on set. So like this guy's just been like getting the footage that is what has been given to him and provided with him, and he's making the editorial decisions of this thing is better than this one, this flows better, etc. So by the time the director sits down, he has like a completely different mindset than he did it on set. Right. So like him sitting there, like he can just be like, yeah, take 2, that's complete garbage. I hate that. And he was like, which one did I say in the notes was the best one? They're like, take 2. And so it's like you can just completely have that. And it's like, okay. So I bet like on set they were like, man, this is going to be so good. Like this is all wonderful. I want to know what the editing room was like. I want to know what they felt like in there.
Oh, me too. I mean, like it's like I don't think they had good takes to choose from. Like these guys, like the guy with who went to prison with the Jerry curls,
went to prison
or went to whatever the fuck, or got arrested, didn't go to prison, but like he like. None of his audio, first of all, like there's some takes where like he mumbles all of his words all the time, but there's some takes where I can't even understand what he says because it's just like, and like just retake it, redo the shot. Like, but I feel like if they're putting that in, they didn't have anything else to work with.
Exactly. Like if those are the performances that they landed on, it's like, okay, well, what were the bad takes?
Exactly. So it's just, oh my God, it's wild, crazy. Dude. I highly urge anyone listening, or even you, Brian, to just watch an episode. It's so fucking so goofy.
I honestly think I might try to get Megan to do that tonight. That'd be really funny. But it's like, the thing is too, is like, you think about it, like you throw out like a casting call and stuff like that. The people who are showing it to those casting calls are on some level a professional actor. Like they do this for a living. They act, they perform, that's who they are. When you get like these influencers and stuff like that, it's like I bet most of them have not acted a day in their life. Way. Like just and they're just like, okay, well all we're doing is just we've written this story, the people are meh, like that, like we didn't write them for anybody, we just knew that we were going to be putting these human beings in a show to get a bunch of marketing money because of who they are as people. And so they just threw them into it. So like it just suffers in that way. And I think I'm interested to see how that progresses and like what gets accepted as like good acting.
Right.
Because like this is becoming a lot more prevalent. Like we're getting a lot more of like just influencers being put in films and stuff like that, just because of who they are, and like you can market that really heavily, and the overhead is really low because their rates are probably a lot different than like SAG actors and stuff like that. So like you run it down to a point where it's like, okay, what will we consider to be good now? Like, does that change? Does it get diminished because of these people? Is it elevated because of these people? Like what starts to go, because it's like, okay, this isn't boding well. I'm glad that there's more work for people like me, but it's also like, where do we start to invest more into making them better as actors, or just hiring better actors from that guy?
Right.
So that's like an interesting conundrum for the next probably 10 years as social media influencers becomes a bigger bubble.
Right. And especially
it's
like
burst at some point.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends on, but that's the thing. Like, I don't know if that's even going through these people's minds. I think they're literally just like click farming. They're like, because these episodes, they have millions of views. And honestly, like their like to dislike ratio, dude, it's like, it's not atrocious. This one has 70,000 likes and only 3,000 dislikes. Like so like, I think the people who are watching
also, 70,000 likes.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
70,000 YouTube likes and only like 3,000 downvotes, which is not a bad ratio for a YouTube video, So like, obviously the people who are watching this are in the demographic that thinks something like this is good. So I don't know, I
based off of that, like, I mean, like the numbers show it to be successful.
Right.
So, I mean, that's strange, dude.
Right. I mean, they're clocking really 1.3 million views in a day. Like, it's just so obviously just from a numbers standpoint, they're doing what they set out to do. So, there's that weird disconnect between like, are we making shit to get these clicks and like really target this demographic and like, try to shove this down these people's throats, or like either give, TikTok stars a new platform or whatever the fuck, or are we making it? I mean, I can't imagine this person went in here thinking like, oh, I'm going to make this because I fucking love hospitals and love TikTok,
Yeah. I love hospitals, and I fucking have been a big fan of these kids for years now. It's like a 14-year-old directing it. Something that's interesting is I had like a whole thing plotted out in my head for it, but do we think that this kind of content is becoming or could possibly become like new summer blockbusters, like new, like the mass produced content that's put up by studios because like they know it's going to work, or they know it's going to work overseas, like that kind of thing, So like you get movies like Pacific Rim and stuff because people are like, okay, we can market that really well overseas, or like especially Avengers and stuff like that. They're not looking necessarily at the domestic box office. They're looking at look at like the international.
Yeah, for sure.
That's where they're probably going to make money. And so do we run into this point now where it's like that content is always like the safer content to do because it's just more accessible. So do we see like this kind of YouTube content becoming or moving into that space because it's like, hey, it's family friendly and it's these highly known influencers of this generation.
Right.
So like where kind of like becomes this separating point between YouTube content and what we consider to be like big budget, highly produced.
The thing is, like, I could see that becoming a thing. Like, it's already kind of becoming a thing. Like, there's movies with like influencers in like maybe not the main role, but like they'll play like a cameo, or they'll be like a a secondary character or something, just because it's like, oh my god, like it gives people more incentive to go see it. And it's also like, hey, this is one of my favorite online content creators type shit. But I don't think, at least in the foreseeable future, I don't think we're ever going to get to a point where we choose something like that over like good acting. Like I could, because like I don't, like, sure, I could definitely see like a show like that or whatever being like a thing. Hospital shows exist. People love hospital shows, but like, and if it was with a cast of influencers, I'm sure people would love it more. But the fact that it's not believable just because their performances are so lackluster, I don't think we're at a point where we can sacrifice performance and overall quality for like just the clout of the people that are in it,
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, because it's like I really don't. I think there's always been like a huge draw for like indies, stuff like that, and that's usually where like the people make those big budget like productions and stuff like for Paramount,
right,
to fund like them to be able to go do like small independent things.
Yeah,
that's always kind of been the thing, because that's where like more of the risks are taken.
Definitely.
So, and like with that rise, I think that's kind of like raised to the standard. It's raised to the standard a little bit for like what it's like, what we need to be considering as like.
I think so too,
like,
especially like because when you think like Hereditary, that was an indie film, or technically, and like you know, all those A24 films and stuff that are now like kind of like almost blockbusters, like they're being shown in like regular theaters and not like all over the place, and they're like critically acclaimed and stuff like that. And I think that the risks that are taken in indie movies, because they don't have to adhere to any like classic tropes or anything like that, I think that is definitely making its way into mainstream, and that's definitely kind of changing the scope of media as far as like, oh, like maybe we can't recycle the same shit over and over Hollywood, and you know, and get away with it. So like that, I definitely see like that's a thing for sure.
Yeah, and that's where I'm like, okay, well, I'm hoping that kind of rise can continue alongside this other one, because like there needs to be a balance. There has to be a place for people to start. You know.
Yeah.
So it's at least I'm hoping that overtake doesn't happen. But
yeah, we can only hope.
I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing a little bit of like a bleeding into it.
Yeah.
So, well, over like the next decade, maybe. Yeah. But it's just I'm hoping it's not bad.
I hope not either. I mean, I guess we'll see. But I mean, for the time being, at least they exist as shitty YouTube clips that we can make fun of, and it's not like, oh my god, this is a literal like movie produced by Universal Studios or something like that. So
yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be really interesting once we start seeing, you know, bigger studios or something like that backing like an influencer based production. And I mean there is a lot of small production companies, especially in LA, and they specialize in making branded content for, you know, influencers and for different various forms of social media. And especially with like the rise of Quibi, like people have been, you know, people do have an affinity for short-term content.
Oh, for sure.
But I think or short format content, but I think it needs to be more extended than just like, you know, 3 hours of new content a day, because okay, well, I don't give a shit about 7 of these other shows, so I'm not going to keep all of this just to watch a 10-minute video. We've probably gotten that on YouTube. Yeah. So now you start getting into like, does Quibi play into the same thing that these YouTubers are doing? Well, like, is there going to be an overlap there, and then will that carry on? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
it's interesting.
It will be
it's an interesting place to be.
Yeah. I mean, you're kind of at the forefront of seeing all of it before everyone else does. So it's pretty interesting.
Like, especially being in a lot of like post-production, like Facebook groups and stuff, like locked groups. It's a bunch of people being like, hey, has anybody done any of this like Quibi stuff? Like, I don't understand like what they want me to format it as. And I'm like, yeah, no one does, dude. I was like,
they just
make it. Yeah, I was like, just make it what you think it is and send it to them, because that's probably right. Don't second guess yourself that much. I'm like, just send it. If they come back and say, hey, we need this fixed, like, at least you're still getting paid to do that.
Right.
So it's a cool time to kind of be getting into the stuff, just because like there's such a big pool now. It's not a lot of people, you know, like they found their way into, especially post-production, through like, you know, transcription houses or compression houses and stuff like that. And like, yeah, those are still viable ways to get into the industry. But nowadays, like, you can come out and be like, yeah, I edited YouTube videos and cut these things. And like, there's probably a company in LA or other big cities that are looking for something like that. You get there, and like the stair step is a lot longer than it used to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, so it's cool, like kind of just seeing that evolution happen like in front of us. Like, this
is pretty cool.
Watching stuff getting broken.
Yeah, it's super cool. I mean, especially as people who like grew up on YouTube, you know, and like a lot of, at least, you know, like it's really cool. It's really cool seeing it become like a more legitimate, you know, medium.
It's like a straight up, it's still not recognized by the union.
Right.
It's still not recognized by the union as like hours worthy. Like, you can't claim it on your roster hours or roster days. But because it's new media, a lot of new media.
Yeah.
For it, but they've let Hulu and Netflix join it now.
Okay, so like it's evolving. Like I'm sure we'll see the YouTube adaptation soon.
Yeah, once there's like more money in YouTube productions, like you're gonna start seeing that get more like union recognized, because it's like, oh, they're bringing like Panavision cameras out,
right?
And doing big like Vista shots and stuff. And it's like, okay, well we're here's the budget for it, so. It's kind of cool. Like we might be seeing YouTube go from just like this tiny little place that people were sharing cat videos on to like making actual Hollywood productions.
Yeah.
Let's just hope it doesn't start with fucking Attaway General. Oh my God, dude.
God damn.
That is so bad.
So bad. I am so excited for the next episode to come out though, dude. I'm hooked. Like I'm hooked in like not like oh my God, but like I need to see what happens. Like
it's so weird. It's like a fucking telenovela, dude.
Yeah.
It's like you
can't look
watch
away.
like just bad General Hospital. Yeah, exactly. And so that's gonna be funny if it continues, because looking at that, I can like say it's not good.
Oh no.
But I'm also like, if their numbers aren't lying and they're getting that much like positive feedback, they're gonna roll with it for as long as they can sell ad space.
Oh yeah, dude. They're gonna graze it. I mean, it's gonna be the Grey's Anatomy of YouTube. I mean, 10 years down the line, these kids are gonna be almost 30 years old and they're gonna still be like being teen volunteers, TVs.
Yeah, dude.
So
TVs, baby. Oh God. Well, the future of media looks exciting, and I hope that all of you feel the same fucking way we do about it now, baby. I guess. Yeah. So thanks for hanging out with us, guys, and listen to all of the random stuff that's happened in the universe. Sorry we've been a little late on putting more stuff out, but I just switched jobs and changed my entire sleep schedule, so I'm working on it. I'm sorry.
Brian is killing it in everything that he does. Everyone give him a round of applause.
Thanks, guys. I needed it because everything hurts and I'm dying.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us on episode 17 of the Lunchtime Serenade podcast. I have to like keep remembering offhand just because I'm like, what fucking number are we?
We're almost
on?
at 20, man. We're almost at 20. It's exciting.
Hey, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all, and we will see you next time, middle of the day, middle of the week. Bye.
As close as we can.
As close as we can. Around there. We'll see you in the next one, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.